Good morning, Nigeria, and I make you welcome. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television from our corporate headquarters in Lagos State, Nigeria. I am Henry Igwebike, and today let's kickstart from our newspapers, and right after then will be our conversation also for today. Do well to be part of what we do. Have a say in what we say. You can reach us when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. Very so honored to have joining us virtually is Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid. He is a barrister, a law public affairs analyst, and a development communicator. Good morning to you, Barrister, and welcome to Enterprise Morning today.
Good morning, Andy. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
Yes, it's an honor having you, Barrister. Let's kickstart today from the Punch newspaper. We have the big story. Disu declares total war on police corruption and impunity. We have 3 riders to that story. Tinubu decorates Disu. Nigerians are my bosses. Disu pledges. And time up for lawless, dirty officers, says new IG. Barrister, what's your take on the new IG? But the first question is, if you may, do you think Egbetokun was forcefully asked to resign? Because I understand that he is supposed to have retired 2 or 3 years ago, but he was extended to stay to 2027. So having him leave now, do you think that was forceful resignation that was ordered by the president? And what's your take on the new IG?
I think when we talk about forceful, I will not say forceful. Maybe it was advised to resign. I will agree with that. So probably it was advised to resign. And you recall that recently a bit of allocation particularly from the regarding transfer of 1 million naira into the account of his son.
Yeah.
So these are issues are there. Aside from that one, from other issues. So probably the president can look at this issue and then they realize that look, this will affect our government or our activities. Then they probably advise him to resign. Then I will not agree with the excuse given by the government to say you want to attend to family issues. That is a normal shortcut in Nigeria to no argue to escape or to tell us the truth. And remember when the Banditry was to be removed or was resigned as an APC chairman, we were told he has a medical challenge.
Yes. Also, Ajuri Ngalale, Barrister, remember Ajuri Ngalale? Just few months after.
That he wants to attend to family matter.
Yes.
So he has to concentrate. Yes, the government must give him one reason or the other. You cannot sack somebody that you change the law for a cause. You cannot just sack him in that manner. You find a way, you find him a soft landing, and that's what they have done. I think it's a soft landing. I think I would prefer that if maybe family was advised to resign by the president. And then it was not, I'm not saying it was forced, it was advised to resign. So, you see, the new IGP, like I've always been saying, in Nigeria, we don't lack people with capacity. We have so many people with capacity, we have so many people with competence, we have so many people with commitment, we have so many people, particularly in this police force, that have experience. In fact, you have about 3 or 4 DIG. They are also qualified. You have so many AIG that are qualified. Even the middle part of AIG, as far as I'm concerned, he did his best. His best may not be not good enough. I will not blame him for that. You see, the new IGP, has given us his agenda indirectly to include ensuring that police respect the right of the citizen. That will happen. But you see, whether or not you're going to achieve all these things I have said, it's a matter of a structure and the system. What will be his own making alone. Because the system, the way it is today, does not support sometimes side south of the top on the progress of an individual who wants to do the right thing. You remember the CJM that was removed by the Lawmakers party. So we have a system where people who are in position of authority, CJM has not been protected. But anybody can just wake up in any moment, and if it's not satisfied with what they are doing, it can find a way of taking out. Nothing will happen. So, bearing in mind the kind of system where we respect the authority of individual, rather than the authority of the constitution, authority of Nigerians, there is no way an individual that was given an appointment, even ahead of his time, will not work in line with the interest of other individuals. If you listen to Mr. IGP yesterday, he said he was not expecting it. That it took 10 years for it to him. That he was not expecting it. So, with that mindset, I'm saying that the man will be looking at the favors by the president. So, if the president if he's being favored by the president, if he's looking at it by being favored by the president, that means his loyalty will definitely and naturally be to the president. So until we have this system where people in position of authority will not put their loyalty on the person who gave them the appointment, they are on the country, the nation, the loyalty to the nation. They won't have the right to go. Like I said earlier on, if you are talking about competence, if you are talking about capacity, commitment, or whatever, it is qualified. He has demonstrated it in so many areas. Even in Lagos, he has shown their capacity. So there's no doubt about his capacity. There's no doubt about his competence. There's no doubt about his experience and knowledge of his job. But with the system allowing to do his job without any influence, fear, or favor. So this is where the problem is. The problem is not about him. So if you are talking about qualifications, he has all the tests. Because ask those things again. Then he was not able to get the result that we desired. Not because he doesn't want to do it, but the system was not allowing them to operate in a way. I'm saying so because you understand what I'm saying. That the system that will be instead of by the IGP will have to wait for directive to take steps in certain situations. You will not allow him to do his job the way he wants to do it. So if directive is not in line with what his interest is or law, then he will not be able to do it because the interest must. So if you have an interest that contradicts your own thinking, you must go by that superior interest. And then in that regard, you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve. So that's what I see in that way.
All right. Thank you so very much.
I wish him the best, but we have a difficult job to do.
Yes.
Because the institution, the system, until we have a structure, a system that's working, that's why we can rely on individual businesses, individual agents, individual today. It's only being used to help individuals as well. So we have a system that make individual more powerful than the country itself, more powerful than the system itself, more powerful than the institution itself. And in that kind of a system, it will be difficult for anyone to properly achieve what he wants to do in that kind of a position.
All right. Thank you so very much, Barrister. We wish Egbetokun a very good retirement, and we welcome him officially to Nigeria, the home of reality. I just sincerely hope that his village people will not start calling him that they are being disturbed because of security matters, and lots of other people, family members, extended friends will start calling him on lots of things. Then maybe he might understand all the things he was supposed to do that he did not do. And for Disu, we sincerely hope that he equally follows suit like Tafa Balogun, who introduced "Police is your friend" slogan. And we sincerely hope that he would follow suit and ensure that the Nigerian police force truly becomes our friend.
Is police real?
That's what it is. I just hope, because he says he is going to ensure that the Nigerian police force is remade. there won't be dirty police officers wearing flip-flops and sandals to work and all. I hope that will be administered to them. Yeah.
And that's why I say, if you think of the things that are beyond the capacity, for instance, the issue of the uniform and all those things, it's about chance. You just get the money, but the money can release to them. You get a for himself.
They have more than enough money. In 2026 budget, they were given about 1.2 trillion naira, and that is cost across development, refurbishment of their barracks. Yes.
The thing was budgeted. Now, the difference between budgets and release. If you are following the budgetary defense, you will hear some of the ministry saying that for instance, this of Earth, one of the authors of that million or something like that.
Yes, that's 6 million. So, out of 202 billion naira.
So, if you want to you will not be president, but you don't get there and then release. Sometimes entire session of the or for a year will be like 100,000. How do you say buying fuel to fight it? How do you pay servicing your cars? So these are the issues. So and these are beyond his except the president except those issues will be resolved where finance will be available. And most times there's no money, it's not being released. So when you get a base of as one ministry where they will say nothing has been released to them, you will be worried. All right. And you will agree with me that it will be limited by one thing. They are not released. I know within this capacity alone. So I mean, the system is not working. The church that will keep is quickly or something. Then that.
All right. Thank you so very much, Barrister. Barrister, let's take a look at PDP. They are on the news yet again. Wike Makinde comes lock horns ahead of March convention. Which other convention is this? Barrister, we've had series of conventions by the PDP. Which again is this one? Is it coming together of the two factions, or the two factions having their different conventions? Speak to us, knowing that you are a card-carrying member of the PDP. What's happening?
I don't know the particular thing you are talking about, but I know I'm aware that the caretaker committee. We have the executive that what is again. We have the SPO, not the SCN, but administrative.
Yes.
And we have the caretaker committee that led that. So the abandonment committee, we are thinking on the euphoria and fact that we declare them as the rightful authority of the PDP. And in that regard, they fixed it 28 for operation. So I believe that's what we are talking about. That's what they are dragging. But that's the story I know. So I don't know that the attitude today. There are so many others that are still in court. What do I feel? You see, they were still looking for the decision of the appeal. And who is the right authority to tackle PDP? The committee to executive make authority to run the party. The one that is okay at the level of me. So I'm not aware the the and the Abraham-led committee, they were the one fixed 28 or so of months for what's it called? Pension. So that's what I know about that.
All right, let's just hope that Nigerian society and our system would allow the PDP to breathe for a while, because things are really not looking good for the PDP right now.
Allow themselves to breathe.
Sorry, I didn't.
They should allow themselves to allow peace to reign.
All right.
This attitude, they are it's not a personal interest.
Oh, okay.
People should have an interest, not to override the interest of the majority of the party members. Few people who are from the party are well placed in the party now, and who are facing this crisis. They are the benefit they got from the party. They are influenced through the party to cross prices in the party, their own personal benefits or advantage.
Well, it's quite interesting, Barrister. PDP is like the cat with 9 lives. A litmus test is what happened at the council local government elections in the FCT. It was only the PDP that took over the little position that was left after APC took over everything. And I know too well that if not for many things that happened, PDP would have won more votes. So which means that the PDP is still strong. So my last question is, what is it about this PDP that makes it keep going? Despite all of these issues they keep having now and then, people still at some point love individuals who carry the umbrella of the PDP. So what is it about the PDP?
I just said it, that the issues about personal interest, personal ego, by people who have benefited from the party, by people who are nobody and who have become somebody because the party gave them the authority of opportunity, and who are now trying to use that flex or that benefit, that opportunity to or the influence they've acquired through the party to ruin the party for their own personal gain. We have so many members of the party who call themselves members of the PDP and who are found to support the APC government in the presidential election. We have people who are, so that is the kind of thing you are seeing. If you see people in that regard, you think you get, so for me, like I said, it's our personal interest, not about the generality of the members of the party. It's about people trying to use that to get their own profile higher. So they want to push themselves up and join the party down. So I think that's why I think people, they should come together. But it's going to be difficult for anyone to come together because ego is involved. And no one want to say, okay, we are sorry, or I have realized that what you are doing is hurting the party. But they want to show that I am superior to you. That's the issue. And you see, whenever the issue of superiority or ego is involved, it's going to be difficult to have it settled. Except one who want to live like, okay, I want to do it. So for me, it's about people who have benefited from the party, using the benefit of acquired through the party to destroy the party. Personal interest. That's the problem.
Yes, very well said. The personal interest. And for those who might not know, especially for those watching from the diaspora, and for foreigners who are equally watching now, in case you do not know, the PDP is the oldest party since the turn of the Fourth Republic in Nigeria. It started the Fourth Republic in 1999, and up until now, it is still kicking strong. The PDP actually gave birth to all of the parties you see today, and the majority of them, those with the APC right now, 95% of them are coming from the PDP. So if you're wondering why the PDP is still strong, it's like a grandfather that refuses to give way and is still kicking strong. As much as the grandchildren are trying to ensure that their grandfather goes to rest, the PDP is still saying, I am strong and I am willing to keep going, and we hope that the PDP will be strong in the nearest future. Just to let us know that Barrister Tunji will still be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. State police back on the table as Tinubu pressures lawmakers. In a beat, Enterprise Morning. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Thank you so very much for joining us. This is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged the National Assembly of Nigeria to begin amending the constitution to allow the creation of state police as part of efforts to address Nigeria's worsening security crisis. Speaking during an interfaith Iftar with members of the Senate of Nigeria at the presidential villa, Tinubu said the country is extremely challenged by terrorism, banditry, and insurgency. He stressed that constitutional changes are necessary to empower states to improve security, reclaim forests from armed groups, and allow citizens, especially children, to live without fear. Tinubu asked lawmakers to begin a serious discussions on constitutional amendments that would formally introduce state police into Nigeria's security framework. We still have Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on. We truly do appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Barrister, let's get talking. Why is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu looking like he is helpless in allowing this pass through the same Senate that every now and then it doesn't take him any time to get them to approve the many loans that he has taken that we do not know what he has used them for? He doesn't take time to get the Senate to approve for the Electoral Amendments Act, which he signed in less than 48 hours. It doesn't take him time to get the Senate to do all his biddings. Why then is he making it look very common? Okay, let's follow due process in the case of state police. Do you think that the president is really not interested in the state police at this point?
Yeah, in all those ones you mentioned that I did, the due process will also follows. There may be issues because of the due process. The due process are not followed. You see, the president is a political strategist, a personal strategist, and the president is exhibiting that. The president, as far as I'm concerned, is trying to take the Ghana because if truly, when the president is when he was interested in the past, you know how strict he was. At this, you see, at this level, the president not even him himself becoming president, before the APC gained power, the president has been proponent of state security. One of the people in the front of security. So that would be about that would have 10 or 11 years ago. We talked about before over 10 years ago. The president has been in the forefront of that. When the president took him over 3 years to now urge the Senate to do all what is required to pass it. Bearing in mind that this process of constitution is not a tea party. It's not something that we just wake up in the morning and then pass in the evening or the next, just like national anthem bill. This is a bill that will require not less than 2/3 majority of members of the Senate and the House of Reps for this time. And it will not stop there. You have to be approved by the resolution of the assembly of the state assemblies, and the outcome of assemblies, of not less than 2/3 of them, of all the states. So, tell me, Henry, would that be possible within now and the election period? We didn't have the time to sit down and pass this bill that was talking about. Bearing in mind that the primaries are likely to come up in May or June of the party. After primary campaign will start, they all those things. So, so how would they now? When would they be able to pass it? For me, the president just want to show that look, there are people for record, so that people will not say he's not interested in it. He did not say anything about it. Because for you to the state police, you must amend certain provisions of the constitution, like I said, they can do 7 or 8 or 2 8. These are like, and I'm putting the procedure down. It's not something that will be done with you. They are table. It's not going to be, it must be filed at National Assembly. Aside from being filed at National Assembly, you must go through the state and of assemblies. how soon will they be able to do this? How easy are we going to do it? You see, it appears the president is not interested in state police. Now, it appears the president has why outside the power, he was condemning it, he was criticizing it, he was asking for it. Now, from getting to the power, he realized that, look, taking away this power will really affect his performance or his service. And then he's trying to military on it. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, I don't show enough seriousness to show that he wants this bill to be passed. He has not shown enough concern about this bill. Oh, sorry, about this security. What are we talking about? Structure of the security structure in the country. So, as far as I'm concerned, the president has not done enough. And I feel what I said as an attempt to play to the balance. I will not rely on it. Anyway, we have the National Assembly and most of the states who are now on the mandate of the president. Probably because of that, they can do everything fast. The National Assembly will pass it. Then almost all the 30 states, 80 states. From there, they will get to third, and they will not be obstacled. So if that is possible, well, that they can apply it, and that make it easy again. That make it achievable, contrary to what I said earlier. If the ones are good in that line, then if the president is serious, he will put more pressure on them. Then we will see them eating the dragon, and then give us and believe whether or not they want to do that. I am of the view that it's now feel that we need to change the structure, security structure that we have today. The system whereby the state will not have power to control the people of police in the state is not very for us. A state whereby there will be issue in my state, the governor will have to wait for the directive of the president or the IGP that will take permission from the president to deploy whatever. Or so the president will have to wait for the president to deploy military in the area where there are crises in our country. It don't all go well for us. The president declared state of emergency on security. And since then, I have not seen anything done that is different from what's on that. I'm not aware that any number of people, personnel, have been employed into the military or police or other agencies. So then if the state have this responsibility, they will know how to recruit our people to get the job done. Yes, people will say, the state we agree with the whatever will do this and that. If the federal not agree, what have to do? But I don't know our business what we have to do.
Yes, but
so if you are not aware of the business.
Yeah, sorry to interject, Barrister. You are one of those. I do not know if this example is similar, but I'll just have to, note it because I've had series of conversations with you where you agree that we do not necessarily need a change in our constitution. Like many analysts have said that we need a change in constitution. You rather say that let's keep our constitution and try to be better persons, that the constitution is to be applied by human beings. Constitution cannot work on its own. The same thing now if we can juxtapose it with the Nigerian police force. Do you think we need state police or to work on our own police that we already have to make them more efficient? What's your take?
Yeah, that is also a solution to it. That's also part of the solution, but that would not be enough. Like I just gave you an example of a situation whereby a state government that is called chief security of the state. You have to cannot control the police.
Yes, but don't you think that's a man-made problem? Barrister, don't you think that's a man-made problem? And that can be corrected.
It's not a man-made problem.
It is a man-made problem because if the IGP instructs the Commissioner of Police on any state to take action on very sensitive matters, it would be done. So it's a man-made problem that can be taken care of by man.
You are missing my point. I did not say IG not directing the Commissioner of Police. I said the governor. So if the IGP is direct Commissioner of Police, with the governor first of all, reach out to the IG. The way the law is today, The commander-in-chief of armed forces is the president. The IGP has his supervised by the president. The IGP is not doing anything. He has the authority. He must seek your permission to do anything from the president. And the commissioner of police are under the control of the IGP. They are not under the control of the governor. So the law in that regard has to be changed. To reduce that, to change that authority. Give that authority to the states. So as it is today, now the authority. So I did not say we don't need to change the constitution, but there are things that are already fixed in the constitution. Now if you don't change it, you not even if you want to do as a woman, you want to act in that manner, you'll be acting contrary to the law.
But Barrister, yes, but Barrister, we have a success story in the southwest of Nigeria. Amotekun was created by governors of the southwest, and up until when it started dying down a bit, they were very strong to check all of the menace we have in the southwest of Nigeria, and that was the prerogative of the governors. Okay, so don't you think it's equally the lackadaisical attitudes of our governors not being great at good governance that caused so many of the problems we have with security matters in their various states?
I agree with you that some of the governors are not showing enough capacity or enough knowledge. But you also agree with me that the amendment we are talking about today, where is it? How strong is it today since that time? You know why? Because they have limitation. There are things they cannot do. Amotekun can only arrest, he cannot take you to court, he cannot do anything. Even if you commit offense, you don't have the right to just execute you or even shoot at you. I'm not even sure they are carrying gun. They are not permitted to carry. So these are the issues. They have limitations. These they are like just ordinary local security. And if you have a federal security that is working well, we can complement them with the local security. But the way we have today, there is no federal security that is working. What are the numbers? There are so many issues there. So for me, it go beyond that. Yes, they can come up with those areas. But they work with a limitation, and that's why it's a matter of time. In how many states? Is it Amotekun functioning very well? In how many states? In the South, I'm talking about. How many of the states? Are they working well? Are they performing wonder? I'm not aware you have Amotekun in Lagos State. I'm not aware.
No, they need to be in Lagos because Lagos has a trust fund, and it's the governor is actually equipping the federal police very well, and that's why they have been very effective. Like I said before, don't you think all of these are rooted in the laziness of our governors not doing what they should do? You made a mention of Lagos. Lagos is a textbook example of a state that has taken security matters very seriously. If Kwara, the governor of Kwara, for example, can take such issue very seriously, don't you think we won't have all of these killings happening in that state?
I agree with you. We're not talking about what they're not doing. What they will be doing must be in line with the law. Can a governor now on his own just create a security outfit and give them guns and ask them to be doing this and that? That is the point. To allow them do that. I agree with you completely. Especially regarding my state, my governor has been lackadaisical, has been nonchalant, has not been showing capacity. But notwithstanding, we're not talking based on the governor that is there now. For other people who are coming, for those who show capacity, for them not to be limited by law. That's what we're saying. Some people, there will be a time who will come and challenge these things. Amotekun that we're talking about, it's not backed by the law that I'm not sure there's any law that back them now that although I'm aware certain things were put together at that time. But if you try to look at those things, people will challenge. There will be a time when people will challenge it, and they will tell you it's not proper. There are things they will do that will be challenged, and because they are Amotekun, they won't be able to defend it. Especially as it is today now, if Amotekun should arrest any criminal, they have to go and hand them over to the police. And we are saying the police are not doing the right thing. And that once you hand them over to the police, they will either release them or you won't hear about it again. So should we continue that manner? So, but if the law is changed to allow the state to also create its own and control its own security architecture, direct how it will work, and then you will be able to know that, look, the blame will go to the states. You will not be sharing any blame again. Now the state will push it to the federal. Federal will push it to the states because the law says the president is the commander-in-chief of armed forces. The president can still remain the commander-in-chief of armed forces, but certain power should be given to the states to be able to do their own security architecture. So I think they have been limited by law in this regard. Even though I agree with you that they can create, they can think outside the box, create their own security outfits. They will just be like neighborhood if the law is not changed.
Yes, but Barrister, do you think that the democracy we practice is this are one amongst many issues that come with democracy as it's practiced in Nigeria? Because I have had the opportunity of researching on issues like this in the past. You remember Anini in the 80s, Osumbo, and many of those criminals then at the time that were equally doing all these sorts, kidnapping people, killing people and all that. The military at the time had a way of dealing with these issues that all of them disappeared. So what is wrong basically in the democracy that we practiced that is making it quite difficult for us not taking care of security matters in our country?
Corruption. That is a simple answer. Corruption is the problem, and lack of willingness to deal with it and punish people who have been found wanting in that regard. Corruption is what is causing it. We have a lot of our system has been bastardized by corruption. Corruption here does not mean stealing of money alone. The attitude of people not even so many things constitute what we call corruption. And you see it not doing the right thing, not following the right law, and trampling on the right of the citizen. It's corruption, and people are not being punished. So corruption, lack of transparency, lack of accountability, lack of respect for rule of law is the reason why we are where we are today. Before then, we at least we fear law to an extent. And at that time, you also believe that at that time you agree with me that some of the institutions are working to an extent. Today, most of the institutions are at the back and call of individuals. Individuals can wake up in the morning and tell you, individuals in Nigeria today, no, they see themselves as those in the authority. I'm not about some people in the authority. They see themselves as whatever they say or whatever they think is the law, not what the law says. So that is it. So the law is no longer working. Respect for the rule of law have been put at the back. So the day we realize that we will follow the law, the day we do the right thing, the day we fight corruption, and the day we get it right. And so if somebody is corrupt and you find excuses for him because he's closer to you, or because he loves you, or because you want to protect him, he will continue to do that.
But do you think? Yes, thank you. But yeah, do you think if we bring back a firing squad, it will serve as a deterrent to all the criminals and terrorists and insurgents we have in Nigeria? Do you think it will make them see reasons not to hurt their fellow Nigerians and people in the country?
If you do what? Can you please do?
I say if we bring back firing squad as was experienced during the military era of criminals and terrorists and insurgents, do you think that might serve as deterrent to those who might be thinking of going into kidnapping, insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria?
Of course, if you are talking about punishing them, or what do you say?
Yes, firing squad, as in to execute them. publicly that we used to do at Bar Beach back in the days.
It's not the manner of execution. It's not the manner of execution that is the problem now. Are they even being tried at all? How many people that we call bandits and terrorists that have been arrested? How many of them have been convicted? How many of them are even facing their trial? Is it the same people that they will arrest them, and thereafter they will say they are working on amnesty or granting them an amnesty, or they will say they want to non-kinetic approach, and therefore they will have to release them or in exchange for this and that. So it's not about the manner of punishment. Are we even taking steps at all to even punish? Talk of even the manner of punishment.
So can the judiciary take the blame for it? Can the judiciary equally take a piece of that blame?
If you say a piece of the blame, yes. But you cannot be the one to be blamed for a executive not bringing people up to be prosecuted, for a executive not doing his investigation or and do diligent prosecution. You cannot blame the judiciary for that. Probably because most people don't know that those positions are not part of judiciary; they are executive. And for the judiciary to convict anybody, the prosecutor must present a case that is in line with the law. So if there is no proper investigation, if there is no diligent and proper prosecution, how do you expect judiciary to convict? So I will not blame. Yes, if you say a bit, yes, they may ask sometimes, but it's not their fault. You can't blame them. If they didn't bring criminals into their or those into them, will the judges now go and be on their own pressing them and say, "Come and become why?" So it is whatever they bring before them that they will try, and it's evident they put before them that they will look into. So you cannot say judiciary at the cause or whatever, because that's the excuse are only there. Even the executive, they always put the blame to the judiciary, forgetting that they are the one to do the job, the major job. 80% of the job has to be done by the executive. The investigation and the prosecution. What the judge is required to do is to listen to them and decide based on that evidence void. So if you fail to present those evidence, if you fail to do proper prosecution, can you blame the judges for that? Can you blame the judiciary for that? So for me, if you say they have a bit of a what's it called? What do you say now? Blame, yes, but not generally their fault.
All right. Thank you so very much, Barrister. It's actually quite sad that we're having this discussion and making it a case, but that is the reality. There used to be a time in Nigeria where it was a wonderful thing for Nigerians to take a travel from one place to another, from one state to another. Wherever they get to, they stop there and enjoy the serenity of that vicinity in whichever state they find themselves. At that time, security was not a big deal then. Kidnappings, banditry, insurgency was not part of our culture. Unfortunately, with politics and politicking and plugging to the center and wanting to take everything all to themselves, it has led to people becoming greedy, people becoming selfish, and Nigerians not seeing other Nigerians as friends and brothers any longer. Everyone is looking at each other as a food or meal ticket, which is not supposed to be so. But we hope that things will get better with the right kind of leaders, and hope that the new Inspector Chief, of course, would do the needful and possibly ensure that things work for Nigeria. Thank you so very much, Barrister. We truly do appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you. It's a pleasure having you, Barrister. And that's our time for today. We'd love to say thank you for making this a date. Please do well to follow us. You can go to our site, that is enterprisetvnews.com, to read up on everything we have talked about today. And you can equally visit us on our social media handles at Enterprise TV7, where you would have all our videos, and you equally have the opportunity of downloading and sharing to your friends and your folks, and equally drop your comments if you have any, and we would be there to read them and reply if we need to. My name is Henry Gwibike, and I wish you a very wonderful day. May God continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and, most importantly, Nigerians. Bye-bye from me.